From the official broadcast home of the Buffalo Bills, here's Alexa Ross with News 8 Sports.
In a move no one was expecting, the Bills signed former Bears quarterback Trubisky to a one-year, $2.5 million deal this afternoon. Trubisky started 50 games over 4 seasons in Chicago. Former number 2 overall pick will replace Matt Barkley as Josh Allen's backup. Trubisky went 29-21 as the
remaining vegetables.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, I'm just trying to gather my, I've got my ingredients, but I can't find a square. Do we have a square casserole dish? Is that the one Dad broke?
I don't have one either.
Can I do it rectangle? I'm gonna have to find a rectangular thing.
That's what I used.
Okay. Yeah, there wasn't one.
See, doesn't really matter. Unless you need it to be square, you could always cut out shapes in it if you really want to.
So Lesley, if I don't have a 9x9 casserole dish, can I do it rectangular?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I was just saying I have a rectangular also. I don't use it. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, okay.
You can cut out shapes even if you wanted. You can cut into it and cut it into triangles.
Okay, I'm gonna go find my rectangular thing.
Dude, I like what you're drinking.
What about you, Lesley? Where's yours?
No, you're gonna get me wine.
That's right. And I want to say hi to Serena.
My 14-year-old daughter is getting me wine. She's my bartender.
11x7, that'll work, right? 11x7.
Debbie, that might be a little big though.
Unless I do it round.
Okay, that's cool. That's what I did, my sample.
Did you do it round so I could do it in a pie dish?
Yes. See, I did it in a corner. Well, I already can do that.
Sip.
Hi.
like that?
Is that Mandy? I can't
How big
see.
is this? All right, this is 9.5 inches round, so that'll work, right?
Yeah, perfect.
I'm sorry. My daughter says I'm screaming, sorry.
Oh my. Anybody just raise your hand, say something? Am I speaking loud enough?
Yeah, you're good
Yes,
for me.
Do you see things on my table well enough?
Perfect.
We're still expecting some more people.
Okay.
We're expecting about 18 people, so let's give it, we have 9 so far, so give it a couple of minutes.
That's okay for everybody. What is Mandy? Hi.
hi Leslie.
I can't see from that far back. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Barb.
Hi Sue, how you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Great.
Good to know. You got your haircut?
Yeah, about
Yeah, I like
2.5 inches or something, so yeah.
I like it.
Hi Sippy.
Hi, Sippy. It's okay to see you.
Potato.
Remember when I Sippy?
Your microphone's off.
Hey, Sarah.
I want you to know that it's Hillel Science Fair right now.
It's Hill. Yeah, I know. Did you? I watched the kindergarten and first graders. Oh my gosh. They're smarter than I am.
Thank goodness my kids aren't until after 8 o'clock, so. I'm good. We're missing some people still. But I have my mind now soon.
You okay? Time.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, now I see myself. I want to see myself. Let me see myself.
Hi, Leslie. I just spotlighted you so everyone can see you as the instructor.
Just let me know when you want me to start. If you want to wait a little bit longer, I don't know how many you have up. 6:30. So we were saying that you can have any size, as long as it's around 9 by 9. You know, you don't want it too big, obviously it'll be too flat. It'll cook too fast.
Do you have, somebody have 2 devices on? No?
Not me.
Okay.
Learned that the hard way.
Can I do a little quick plug for you, Leslie, before we start?
Sure.
If I can do this, let's see if I can do this. Let me find. Looking for, no, it's supposed to be my desktop. I have to open it first. Yeah. I
don't know about you guys, but I'm so happy not to have to wear a mask or anything on my hair.
didn't do it right.
It's so nice.
There it is.
It's been a long time.
Okay, let me try to share this with everybody. So. No, I'm sorry, that was the wrong thing. Wait, how do I stop it? Okay,
Debbie,
so
what are you trying to share? Oh, there you go.
there I go. Sorry. So I just wanted to, first of all, thank Lesley for agreeing to be our guest chef for this evening. And I wanted to let you know, number one, she is preparing some pre-Pesach dinners to go next week. So if you're interested, I think we shared this through Temple Bethel, and you can call us for information if you want, but here is her menu for next week.
Yeah.
My email's on there. It's all being cooked at Hello.
And maybe we'll post, Sarah, can you post Leslie's email in the chat for later? And then,
Sure.
and then
It will
also,
also be in an email.
Leslie is going to be preparing the second Seder at Temple Beth El for us this year. And it's not too late to make reservations, and we're fingers crossed that the weather's going to be with us. We are going to hopefully eat outside. We have some heaters to keep us toasty warm, and hopefully it'll be dry. So, and it'll be small and safe and socially distanced. So with that, we thought we'd get in the mood tonight. I'm going to stop sharing. How do I stop sharing? Okay, so with that tonight there, I'll put Lesley back in the front there. We're going to get in the mood for Passover, even though it's not fun to get in the mood for always. With a Passover kugel, which looks really pretty. So, and I'm sure it tastes good too. So I think we're good to take it away, Les.
Sorry, Lesley, you're unmuted. I tried to mute everyone at the same time because there was a lot of background noises. Can you unmute yourself, Lesley?
Yeah. Are we good?
Oh, they're good. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you, everybody that's, Debbie for asking me to come and do this, and anybody who's spending their hour here. Hopefully you're drinking some wine like me and Sue. Sue and I are, I can't even talk anymore. I drank too much already. I just want you to know with Kugel, my opinion is with Kugel, you can add all vegetables. Sometimes for Friday nights, I just kind of blend up the vegetables I have that I cook during the week and add it to my Kugel. So I know the recipe is pretty specific, but it has, it has a lot of potatoes, it has zucchini, which adds sweetness, it has sweet potatoes. The leeks, to me, are the best part. But like I said, you could add any vegetables. The couple things that I highly recommend before you make kugel is make sure that you have some form of onion, garlic, whether it's shallots or leeks. Now, the thing with leeks, and I don't know if all of you know, if any of you have cooked with leeks, this is what a leek looks like. It is a form of onion, but not as strong. It has a nice sweet taste to it. I love leek. I do leek potato soup. I do these leek bites. They're kind of a signature with my catering. But the thing with leeks, they are the dirtiest vegetable. They are so filthy. You have to be so careful. Even if you don't feel like you should soak them, you should soak them. I literally cut them in half. And what I always do, I cut it in quarters. Oh, this is awful. I didn't sharpen my knife, because yes, it's dangerous. Cut it in half, and then you can see, maybe not here, but in the green, it is really dirty. There's like dirt all along here. I don't know, you probably can't see from here, but I always blanch them. I always soak them. I just want you to know that, but the caramelized leek taste and flavor is so nice because it's not as strong as the onion. And the shallot is a little strong too. I like the leek. So that's why I like this recipe, because it has the caramelized leeks in it. So without further ado, I did clean these already and cut them down. And I just cut them, well, as you can see on the thing, on the recipe, cut them into like half moons. And then we're gonna caramelize them on the stove. I did it already. I made 2 of them. I don't know if you can see this. It's a little flat. Maybe I didn't do it as high as I should have, because I made another one that my family's already dug into for dinner. So I have this one, which it looks really pretty on top, but I didn't even use russet potatoes. But again, I know the recipe calls for russet potatoes. I didn't even use that. I had a lot of sweet potatoes, so I did that. And I shredded them in my Cuisinart, which I love. And my daughter was quick to say, oh, mommy, you should use your Cuisinart to make latkes. I'm like, Serena, how do you think I make latkes every year? There's no way I grate.
So you're shredding the sweet potato?
Sorry?
You mentioned you're shredding the sweet potato.
Right now, I'm cutting up the leeks.
No, but you said for when it comes to sweet potato, you want to shred them as opposed to like julienning them or something.
I know, in the directions, it doesn't say that in the ingredients, that all
Right.
the ingredients should be shredded, because they want you to do it all along. But to make things easier for us in my demonstration, I did it ahead of time.
Yep.
But- Sorry, I didn't hear you. Did you have a question? I don't know if I answered your question or not.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm chopping the leeks as I'm talking, trying not to cut myself. That wouldn't be good. And then I'm going to caramelize them. And I like to caramelize with oil. Also, it makes it, the kugel have the opportunity to be hard, of course. Some people like to caramelize with butter. I've even heard of people putting sugar in it to caramelize. So, you know, to each his own. You do what works for you, what tickles your fancy. I like to do it with olive oil or vegetable oil, but usually olive oil. And I make a parve kugel. So I do have other kugels that are specifically dairy, but I'm making a parve kugel today, as you can tell. And to me, the greasier the kugel, the better. So I don't know if you all agree or not, but to me, the greasier, the better. It's tastier, and I'm sorry, it's not so healthy, but olive oil is olive oil. It's not so bad. You know, it's not like chicken fat. But the more olive oil that you caramelize it in, just the more just flavorful it is. So when I saute it, I put olive oil and salt, and I'm gonna just put this on the fire now. I don't know if my camera's gonna follow me, Serena. Okay, follow me. Hello. So not so close. Three things that I look at, or I have always had problems with, or I guess questions about with kugel. Three things are the water content, the salt content, and the greasiness, which I already mentioned. So salt, if you salt your caramelized, either whether it's onions or leeks, that definitely adds to the salt. But you want to make sure that you follow. I don't usually add salt to a lot of things. In kugels, anything with potatoes, even latkes, kugels, I always add the recommended salt. So I don't know if all of you have the same kind of issues with your kugels, but I do. Sometimes I don't salt it enough, so I always try to add what the recipe calls for. That's if I'm using a recipe, because I don't always use a recipe. So do you want to see if they can see them? It's not quite caramelized yet. We're gonna just let it go. On this pan, it's stone. So I don't know, hopefully it'll cook faster. And it smells just so good. My whole house smells amazing. What are you guys doing? Sue, are you cooking at the same time?
Well, I've already cooked my leeks and I have shredded most all my vegetables. I just have the garlic and onion to do.
Well, you're just far ahead now, aren't you? I think you're gonna be teacher's pet tonight. What about everybody else? Can I see? I can't do that, huh? Oh yeah, it's not a touch screen.
My
So-
weeks for cooking, and I'm gonna shred by hand because I don't feel like cleaning the,
Oh my gosh, you're so good. You're shredding by hand?
I don't feel like cleaning the, if there's one less thing I can clean this week, then, you know.
I am so envious. Well, no, not envious. I'm just impressed. So I'm gonna let this go on medium for a little bit while we come back to all the veggies. So let's go back here. You can only see my body. So I did the sweet potatoes ahead of time, okay? Now sweet potatoes don't have a big water content, right? However, letting them sit loosens them up a little bit, just a little. We do it really hard. So it's really nice. I let them sit for about 2 hours after shredding them, and now they're like moist, so they're not going to be as tough in the kugel. You can definitely do it right after shredding, but I like this. Okay. I only use sweet potatoes, so I doubled the sweet potato ingredients. I didn't use russet. Why? I don't know. That's what I felt like. So you can do whatever you feel. I've put green beans in my kugels before, like just shredded them up in the Cuisinart, and it adds such a sweetness. Like you can really add any vegetables. It's a great way to get rid of your vegetables from the week. So what else? So the leeks I'm doing, zucchini. Zucchini also, I'm sure all of you know, has a huge water content. Huge. So I've probably gone through a couple rolls of paper already. Let me just start the leeks. Also, just so you know, just like with onion, the leeks shrink in size. So that's something to be aware of. It's not going to look like as much leeks as you started off with. I've been letting this sit in the paper towel, again, for about 2 hours. And it's nice and dry. Now I'm going to mix all the veggies into one bowl. And now that I'm doing it for my family, and if I was doing it for clients, I would use gloves, but I like to mix with my hands. I think it's the best way to really get everything mixed to the best of your ability. Also, I have the onion, also shredded ahead of time, sitting in paper towel. Let me get this out of here. You want to spread. Now I always use, like I said, the smart. Sarah say she was doing it by hand. Somebody said they were doing it by hand. I don't remember who.
Debbie.
I give you all the credit and kudos in the world because that's very difficult. Again, I'm even squishing it more. On my onion, which literally made my whole house cry before. We couldn't see anything for about half an hour because the onions were so strong. When you use sweet onions, they don't make cry. I'm adding the garlic. I like garlic, so I added a lot more garlic. Instead of 3 cloves, I probably used about 5.
Leslie,
Sorry?
do you roast your garlic or do you do it raw?
I do it raw. For something like this, it's going to be baked already. I do it raw. But roasted is beautiful.
Lesley?
Yeah.
Yes, you have in that bowl in front of you, you have the garlic, the sweet potato, and what's the white green stuff?
The white green stuff is zucchini.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
And then the white is onion. So I have 4 different things in here so far. Okay, so now I'm going to add lots of salt. Okay, not lots, but hopefully enough. Now it said 3 tablespoons of matzo meal. That's a suggestion. in my mind. I try to mix it all up and see the consistency and see if I need more eggs or matzo meal. I'm sorry, I'm not your typical chef where I follow the rules.
It's more fun that way.
It's more fun, it's a little more exciting, yeah. I agree. So here's the, make them about this way, not too mushy, but just like that. Nice little strong brown. That's just mine. I want to let them cool just a bit before I put them in here, because I'm going to put eggs in a minute. So I'm definitely going to add some more matzo meal. I can see already. Even during the year when it's not Passover, I definitely use more breadcrumbs or panko, whatever I use for Kugel. Lots of times matzo meal, but I definitely add more. You're right, I'm probably going to need more eggs. So I check for blood. Obviously, you do what you feel is right. My little sous chef is getting me some other egg. She's not so little, but very helpful. Just giving me a so I've already preheated the oven. So the other thing, I don't think they said, I wonder if they said anything. Oh, they did say grease. Okay. I always use pan to do the pot, pan that I cook it in. So I preheat the oven to 350. Ooh, this wine is really good. How's everybody doing?
Oh, good.
Yeah, what point are you guys at?
I just finished shredding my vegetables. I missed the part on the garlic. How do you mince the garlic? How do you?
So yeah, definitely mince the garlic as small as you can.
Oh.
And I use raw. Somebody, I don't know if it was Barb, somebody suggested using roasting your garlic. Great idea, I just don't. It's just another step that I don't do. But I'm sure it'll taste amazing.
Well, I do a whole bunch at once. I buy a lot of garlic, cut them and roast them, and then throw them in the freezer.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I'm retired. I have the time.
Come do that for me.
Anytime you want. Yes, I will.
It's fairly cool, but I'm still gonna wait. I think you guys are a little behind me. And I'm gonna mix it. Again, clean hands, but it's for my family, so I'm mixing it with my hands. They'll never know the difference as long as it tastes good. You know, it's got that extra flavoring. Now, because of the sweet potato, it is going to look a little more orange. You can use all different colors in this to make it really presentable and pretty. You can use the yellow zucchini or squash, sometimes people call it. I've seen people put, believe it or not, beets in here, but you really have to blanch them to make sure that they don't bleed, which they probably will anyway. But if you do bleach them, keep them in the fridge like overnight. So, and in paper towels, so they kind of dry up. But that would look really pretty if you incorporate the red. There's not really another red. I would not say radish. That's on the red on the outside anyway. But you can do yellow in here. You can put more green. You can put the more white with regular potato, of course. But the onion and the leeks add a lot of white and green, but I like it to be color pretty.
Leslie,
Yeah.
question. The recipe calls in the beginning for 5 tablespoons of oil to saute the leek in 1 tablespoon, then more for greasing. But then in the recipe, number 3, it says add a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. So where does, I like, how much oil should be added to everything? Because, I mean, you said it can be greasy, but there's a difference between 1/4 cup and then the 5 tablespoons or 4.
Yeah, but 4 tablespoons is pretty close to a 1/4 cup.
Okay, I knew you were gonna say that. I didn't have time to measure it. I knew you were gonna say that. All right.
So because I oil up the leeks, I don't put that much oil in anyway. But it's, again, my philosophy is the greasier the better when it's Kugel.
Well, my Kugel wasn't really wet.
Your Kugel wasn't, then you must have dried it very well.
My ingredients, yeah, it's been sitting out, really wasn't wet at all.
So now I'm gonna add, well, I'll give you guys a minute. I'm gonna wash my hands. Where's everybody else at? Is everybody done with the vegetables?
Yeah, and just mixed everything together.
Oh, perfect. Including your leeks?
Yeah, including the leeks, yeah.
This isn't a very hard recipe, quite honest. It's very simple.
No, not at all.
And there's a lot of room for your own flair and touches. I love kind of tissues in there. So I think we need more. Meal. And then it's a matter of making sure that the texture is good. You don't want it too, I'm gonna say, like piecey. You want it to feel like it's gonna mush together and cook, for lack of a better word. I'd love to hear what issues you guys have had with Kugels. Like, do you have the same issues that I do with the salt and the greasiness and the water content?
No,
Anyone?
no.
No?
Well, I make different Kugels. I make an apple Kugel, so I don't have that problem. Matzo meal and all that, and I throw in some raisins, apples, peaches together. I mean,
Liquid though.
and then I make a spinach feta quiche, which has matzah in it, and then cottage cheese. So that's the dairy one, good for lunch or breakfast. So that doesn't, of course, they both have eggs. So I don't have those don't get watery or greasy.
So you, I have a, not for Passover, unless you do the Passover noodles, but I do a broccoli noodle sweet Kugel, which is so good with sweetened condensed milk. It is so good, it's like a dessert.
Yeah.
When you make a sweet Kugel, what is it that makes it sweet?
Sometimes sugar, sometimes the sweetened condensed milk, but mostly sugar or cream cheese or sour cream.
Oh my goodness, this is even so good raw.
Yeah, don't eat it. It's got raw eggs.
Oh, come on. So does Caesar salad, which I never eat, but
Yeah. Lesley, do you make pastel?
No,
Okay.
I don't make a lot of things. But what I do make is, okay.
I'm sure it is.
So I'm gonna put this in my dish that I sprayed already. And see how it's very, very orange? Which I'm okay with. I like the green coming out of it. You don't have that much orange food. So it'll be nice on the Pesach table, on the Seder table. pat it down, make sure it's nice and firm. I don't know if all of you are at the same place on you. How we doing?
I think I got a little wet.
Oh, okay. You got wet.
Well, when I'm pouring it in my dish, I see some, well, it might be grease.
So I would take paper towels
And blot it up.
and blot it.
Okay, doing it.
So this is the raw version here before I put it in the oven, and then this was my cooked version.
Okay.
And I think it's a lot better hot than cold. So you can definitely, after it's cooked, you can definitely cook it, eat it cold. I need this. I'm gonna chop off the rest of my leaves. Blanch them. I'm probably gonna wind up making leek potato soup tomorrow. For Shabbat. I have all these extra leeks now. I also have some zucchini. See, this is the zucchini I used, but like I said, you can use the orange squash. I'm gonna stick mine in the oven. I did preheat it to 350, which I think is right. Is a good, and I did convection bake. I just usually do that for everything, but I don't bake. So Barb, don't yell at me. I don't bake, so you probably shouldn't use that for everything. But I'm a terrible baker. Definitely not like this group.
Is that why you don't do dessert at school?
Sorry?
How long do you
Why
bake your
you don't
kugel?
do dessert at school?
I still didn't hear you.
Is that why you don't do dessert at school?
Yeah. The few desserts that I do are carb and they're a little fancy for school, like chocolate mousse and tiramisu. And I don't know that they'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I know. Everything's so healthy.
So
How long do you cook your kugel for?
that one, it's pretty thick, so at least 45 minutes. This one wasn't so thick, so it was only 40 minutes. See how this is?
With question about the leeks,
Yeah.
is there something you use like the whites more for and the green part more for? Tell me about that.
That much of a leek enthusiast, but I cut up as light as high as I can. That's pretty light. I do use the white and up to this part, if you can see.
Yeah.
And then I go peel a couple layers because I don't want to really use the outer part. It's a bit bitter. But I go up to about here and then kind of peel away to see if there's any more light. What was that? We have something making noise. Okay. I think it's my ice. I think it's the ice machine. Anyway, so I hope that answered your question. I think when it gets really green, it gets really bitter.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And I'm just cutting it right now to save a little time, but I'm going to soak and blanch it tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it now.
And you would soak and blanch it for like your soup or something, or?
Anything I use, because the leeks are so dirty. Anything I do with the leeks, I soak and blanch.
Okay.
Depends on what I'm using it for. If I want it crunchy, if I want it soft, like soup, I want it soft. But like my leek bites, I want it a little crunchy, so I'll blanch it for a little less time. So they're still hard and crunchy. And here, I found a nice little bug in the leaves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I cut those last when I was done cooking. Because I had already done my leeks before. That's why you have to be so careful with them.
Wait, excuse me, like, so this is fabulous, thank you. But I just noticed you're just using the light part of the leeks?
Yeah,
Wow,
I go up to, I don't know if you can see in here,
right, thank you.
pretty
Yeah.
light.
That's good to know, thank you.
Sure. I know it's a lot of waste. I think you could probably, you could probably use it for like vegetable stock.
Yeah,
The bigger green part, if you clean it really well. But to me, it's too bitter. I don't like to use it. I'll do that with like the beet stems. I love using that for stock. And sometimes I fry it up with kale. Sometimes I fry up the like stems of certain things with kale. And it's really yummy, but I don't know about the leeks. But that's it could be, it's your taste.
Thank you very much. That was great.
yeah, thank you, I appreciate it.
Yes.
Of course, thank you. I hope you like learned something that you didn't already know, or
Yes.
got a great clue or idea that I gave you. Like I hope it wasn't. I hope it was. I guess educational. Thank you.
It was terrific.
Does anybody
Thank
have
you very
any
much.
questions or comments?
Does it taste better hot or room temperature or what?
Great question. I prefer it hot, or at least warm. But you can definitely, once it's cooked, you can definitely eat it cold. Like that broccoli noodle kugel that I was talking about is amazing cold.
Mm,
Thank you very much.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Thank
okay.
you, Leslie.
Yes.
So our next series is going to be s'mores. We're going to make a s'mores pie. And that's going to be, I think we changed the date to May 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. And that you'll soon find out who will be doing that
Oh,
pie.
I'm gonna see
Special, just in time for Lag Bomer.
Good.
Thank you.
Actually,
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the tip about all the drying and the smushing. I never thought about leaving it for a couple of hours. That's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
great.
That's
All
really
right.
good.
Oh, Gila, hi. I'm looking at everybody that's here. If I know anybody.
Leslie, I had a quick question for you. Can it be frozen? Because I was thinking about actually freezing it for
For
next week.
sure. For
Okay.
sure. Try to get as much air out of it as possible. Like I would wrap it, I would take it out of the container, like don't have that inch to the top. Unless if you put the kugel all the way to the top, then that's fine. But like how mine was, where there was like a gap, you don't want that gap because you don't want to get freezer burn on it. So that one I would have taken out, wrapped in saran wrap, then in tin foil and freeze it. You know what I mean? To get out all the air possible.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Leslie.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. This was so great, I'm so grateful. Oh, you all, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.